Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better at Aquavita. Visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.
Nothing like that good old classic Shinobi Fest. And since I don't have to do a show today, I actually can make a lot of time to get some stuff done. Yep, just sitting back playing the classic arcades. Wait a minute. Today's Wednesday, isn't it? Oh man, yeah, it is showtime. You know what? Scratch all of that. Welcome to the J-Man Show here on J360 Radio.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, J360 Legion.
Greetings all, Jay is here. Happy Thanksgiving Eve or Thanksgiving, depending on when this episode is uploaded. I hope you're all doing okay. Yeah, I kind of took a little hiatus earlier. I mean, the show's usually done on Tuesday. I had my days all mixed up, believe it or not, this week. But, I did catch up on some good quality programming last night, with JCast Tour 16. I got to see some, well, not technically see, but got to listen to some pretty good podcasts out there from everybody else in the Pottering family. Oh, which, by the way, the 1 year anniversary for that is coming up soon, so I think I can make some time to go ahead and record something for it. I wonder what would be pretty cool to say. Because I'll be representing the whole team, I'll figure it out in time. I know tomorrow is going to be Turkey Day for those that want to celebrate it, you know what I mean? I figured out that a lot of people probably don't enjoy Thanksgiving as much, considering all the negative flack that people have realized affected the Indians and all that stuff on the day after Thanksgiving. But I think it's accurate. We all had a feast back then. And tomorrow we riot and pillage against each other. You know what I mean? Because that's what Black Friday is all about. Trying to go ahead and knock people over to get some damn TV sets they don't even need. Know what I'm saying? Speaking of crazy stuff on TV, apparently the Trump backlash is still going as high as it needs to be. Let me tell you something. He's the only president-elect I know that will wage war against a Broadway show and Saturday Night Live. I mean, at best, what does he figure he's in? He's a public official. He should know that people are going to be making fun of him. I mean, hell, Comedy Central did a roast on him way back when about this sort of thing. Now, is his skin that, well, we all know his skin is that orange, but he kind of trips me out. He makes me want to reset the tint setting on my television, But the thing is this. You know what we getting into here, right? I mean, he's a public official. He's in, the highest public office there is, and he doesn't expect to be made fun of? He's that thin-skinned? By the way, I gotta give props to Alec Baldwin. He does a very good impression of him. But it's just weird to me. If you think about it, so VP Pence, or I should say VB-elect, he goes to the Hamilton show with his family, and the Hamilton cast gave him a speech in the end. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even a horrible speech. Matter of fact, I got the clip right here, so let's take a listen to it.
We had a guest in the audience this evening. And Vice President-elect Pence, I see you walking out, but I hope you will hear us just a few more moments. There's nothing to boo here, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing to boo here. We're all here sharing a story of love. We have a message for you, sir, and we hope that you will hear us out. And I encourage everybody to pull out your phones and tweet and post, because this message needs to be spread far and wide, okay? Vice President-elect Pence, we welcome you and we truly thank you for joining us here at Hamilton and American Musical. We really do. We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us, our planet, our children, our parents, or defend us and uphold our inalienable rights, sir. But we truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us. All of us. Again, we truly thank you for sharing this show, this wonderful American story told by a diverse group of men and women of different colors, creeds, and orientations.
It wasn't anything horrible. It seemed like a pretty optimistic message. They seem to be willing to work with the outcome, and plus, if you consider what Pence's background was, this is something really for him to think about. Diversity is a very beautiful thing, and everybody needs to be connected and work together, which is why don't be scared of this xenophobia that's going on around here, and try to stay away from certain propaganda news. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. We all got to help each other in the end, you know, but we also got to take care of ourselves too. And why in the world would Trump say that the cast harassed Pence? Talking about the theater should be a safe space. You know, I'm getting tired of safe spaces. I really am. If you're out there in the public, okay, you are at your own risk. There's a lot of things going on in the public nowadays. Why in the world would you make them a safe space? I can understand if you're like at home or if you're like in the J360 studio like I am, all that kind of stuff right now. Because see, I'm the only one here. So yeah, it's a little bit of a private space right now and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that would be the safe space. But when you're out there in the public and everything else, people are going to go ahead and they're going to, you know, give their opinion or they'll give you a heartfelt speech. I thought it was very beautiful, to be honest with you. I don't think that the cast needs to apologize for anything. And, you know, if you feel as though you're in the right, you really don't need to apologize for too much anything either. You just have to be aware of the ramifications. But at best, if he's going to be our president, I know the whole thing of not my president is still roaming around. He's got to have thick skin. He most definitely needs to have thick skin if he's going to be in that whole political atmosphere. So it's going to be a bumpy ride after a while. Well, hell, it's damn near Rocky now. But that's not what this show's about. I just wanted to go ahead and bring that up because it's just interesting, you know? Like, after a while, you're going to see more and more people that are butthurt, oversensitive, and they just keep complaining. If it ain't one thing, it's always something else. And even if they won, they'll never ever stop. And I'm talking beyond social justice warriors and Black Lives Matter. It's always an issue with people. But outside of that, tomorrow's Turkey Day. I'm just thinking of eating some poultry, possibly going into a food coma, and may not wake up until it's time to go work again because I need that money. Oh, and which, by the way, regarding money, what is it with businesses trying to get people to work on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and throughout the weekend and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we got to make them sales all damn week. A long time ago, things used to be self-contained. Now, for a big box store, maybe like Target and Walmart, well, there's not really a Kmart around here anymore, so we can skip that. But, well, not in my region of Delaware, that is. You know, I think the ranty bastard from the retail rant covered this topic a little bit better than I did. There's no good reason to have people come in on Thanksgiving Day, you know, to work. I mean, you put up with these crazy people throughout most of your time on every other day. They can at least have one. You know, just one good day to spend with your family, you know? I mean, all of your family. Like, people coming from across the nation to see everybody. That's Thanksgiving. Listen, big business. You can go one day without profit making. This is what the holidays are all about. It's not about just making money and buying crap that you don't need and all that kind of stuff. Which leads me into an issue with Christmas. But I'm going to go after Christmas on another episode. But here about Thanksgiving, this is technically the start of that holiday season in a way. And see, I do all my crap on Cyber Monday. And what gets me sometimes is the sadistic scheduling that people give when you're supposed to be working on Thanksgiving and then you go to work on Black Friday. If you expect somebody to finish eating, hurry along, go to work on Thanksgiving, and then come in there early in the morning to work Black Friday, you off your damn rocker, really. You got to get it together. Schedule some other people around. Make sure the ones that just signed up for your company and stuff like that, when they came up in there, that they go ahead and they work those days because they need the hours and stuff. Apparently, it didn't mean anything to them. But still, though, Thanksgiving should be one of those days where people spend time with their fam. There's no excuse outside of that. Black Friday, well, you know, like I said before, I do all my stuff on Cyber Monday. I don't give a fuck about Black Friday. I mean, it is what it is. I remember when that was the case for some people. Where, you know, certain people were like, oh, we shouldn't call it Black Friday anymore. No, it had nothing to do with Robinson Crusoe or racism. Just leave it alone. That has a lot to do with profit margins, not any overtones like that. So, I don't know. People are crazy. And when I was speaking about, you know, the ones that go into work, I'm talking about, first off, big box businesses, because, you know, they just have a way of not doing things. And I'm talking about new hires. The new hires that are scrambling and trying to get those hours and things like that. I'm talking about them college kids that ain't really bringing home anything. You know? I know this because I was one. See what I'm saying? So I'm talking on that behalf. And speaking of crazy things that people do, let's talk about how people react to certain things. Oh, they get mad at you because you tell them Happy Thanksgiving and all that stuff. And it's like, well, why are you mad about that? And then they say, well, it's because of what happened the day after Thanksgiving. Well, so? I mean, it's history. As evil as that history can be, it's still history. It happened. And it shaped our culture. But the thing is this. Thanksgiving is all about unity and eating and stuff like that and enjoying yourselves. You know what I mean? And talking about what you're thankful for. Of course, you'll realize that most of these people ain't thankful for a damn thing if they're going out shopping the day after. But that's just an opinion from me. You know, I used to stock sodas before I started doing J360, so like... oh my god. I got a lot of Black Friday stories to talk about, don't I? But you know, outside of it all though, it's interesting just how crazy people are about this sort of thing. Oh my god. I mean, like, the holidays in general, people just lose their damn minds. It's just like, you know, you want to tell them things that make them feel good, right? And then they get offended at you. And it's like, why are you offended? But then again, so many things and so many triggers out here nowadays, I don't give a damn who's offended or not. I'm going to tell you, you know, Merry Christmas and stuff. Or I'll tell you Happy Hanukkah and stuff like that. You know, as much as I'd like to, it's just Happy Holidays can be a real cop-out sometimes. Like, because you don't want to make waves. You don't want to step on nobody's toes. Well, shit. Some people's toes are too damn big. I'm going to step on them craps anyway. You know what I mean? Because it's like this. It don't take much anymore. I think I mentioned that on the last episode. Which, by the way, welcome to episode 2, huh? Oh, God. I was actually thinking about doing another pilot since we've been doing so many of those so well. But not going to happen. No, this is about as good as it's going to get with this show. But as I'm always evolving the show, you know, I want to go ahead and bring some more of you guys in here on, like, crossovers and whatnot. And you all can go ahead and send me some interaction here on the live page at mixler.com/J360productions. You know, and tell me what you think about the holiday season. Because, you know, it's really not that bad. It's just the way people act. Matter of fact, some of those good things are the itinerary of events for tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about those right now. We got some good football games. See, my day is set. I'm not going to really do too much J360 work. I'll give you a song of the day, you know, on the main website at j360productions.wordpress.com. As usual, because you want to hear some good music before you start the day. And that's what that feature is about. However, that's only the tip of the iceberg for what I got planned tomorrow. Got a giant parade coming. I gotta catch the Macy's Day Parade. That's the thing for me. I gotta sit there. I gotta see what balloon floats are gonna be going through the streets. I gotta see get involved in the festivities, because you never know. As soon as this filmmaking goes the way I want it to, hopefully I'll be out there covering it. You know what I mean? Or at least walking with a float. That's some dream I have, you know, outside everything else. But I know we got 3 football games tomorrow. Game number 1 is Minnesota versus Detroit Lions. The second game is Washington versus Dallas. And bringing up the rear, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Indianapolis Colts. 3 excellent games, and you know, in honor of the Cyclone, maybe I'll just give you my picks for them. I would like the Vikings to win the first one. The second one, well, that's a little bit of a personal thing, but you know, beat Dallas, Washington. Do something right for a change. Let's see, for the last game, I want to see the Steelers win. And for those who have been paying attention throughout most of the J360 history around here, you all know I am an Eagles fan. And always will be, whether we win or lose. So, for that one day only, I am going to be a temporary Redskins fan. And this is why. Because I want Dallas to lose. I want Dallas to lose so bad. Yeah, I'll take any other team. Like, like that Ravens game, I really wanted Dallas to lose. It would have been nice. There were articles saying that the Ravens had the best defense this year, but all of a sudden that game just totally ruined that. Like, you saw some holes in that defense, and nobody would guard Elliott like anything. And then there were a lot of bad calls in that game too. So I don't know. Maybe it was just them at home or something like that. But then again, no, these guys have been on fire even on the road too. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But I do know this: Washington make good on this. Although, considering Kirk Cousins and his potential to throw a pick six, it can only go one or two ways, but it better go up. There's just something about it. And then all those Dallas fans, they get arrogant about this stuff. I just want them taken down a peg. I don't want, like, Dak to get hurt, per se. But you see, a lot of my boys are hurt. We're on that half of the spectrum where people are getting hurt and it's make or break time. And they got the nerve to want to say, like, oh, Wentz is doing this, Wentz is doing it. He's a rookie. And, for his first year, Dak's a rookie too. I get it. But the thing about it is, Wentz going to make some mistakes, and there's going to be a game where you'll see Dak's weakness and everything else. Now, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow's game, but I know it'll be coming soon. And not only that, but Dak isn't the only one out there. I mean, he has a strong O-line to go with it, especially with Dez Bryant and Elliott out there. So, it's a toss-up because, see, Wentz can only do so much. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball, but he can't catch the ball on his own, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need people out there with some hands. Like, it's a toss-up between whether it's Nelson Aguilar or if it's Matthews that ain't doing it. And poor old Jordan Matthews, ever since that first game against the Atlanta Falcons last year, it just, he's inconsistent as hell. I mean, sometimes he has it, there's the potential there, and then it just goes away. It's like looking at early Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, Kid's got all the potential, but he ain't skilled yet. It's like, I just look at him like, I know there's a potential there, but why did he try to do a one-hand catch in that one game? I'll never know. It's like, bruh, you're not Megatron. And you're not Larry Fitzgerald. Don't try to beat him. Just catch the ball. Do what you gotta do, man. Do your job. Oh, God, I'm quoting Tom Brady. No, actually, Spider-Man said it first in Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm quoting him. Take that. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Going back to football, though, it seems like some of our significant weaknesses would be the wide receivers, as it tends to always turn up. Like, the quarterback can only do so much. He's got a crew of other people out there with him. So, just don't throw the blame around like that. But a lot of our boys are hurt. Ryan Matthews, the good Matthews, is hurt, actually. So, it is what it is. But like I say, though, 2016 Eagles, a lot better than 2015 Eagles. And that's what I'm going to be about. And then come December and January, we'll be back against Washington and Dallas, respectively. So, I want to make good on this. I want to see what we can do. And then, I kind of had to take a little rain check on football there for a minute because all of a sudden the Sixers started winning. I was blown away. I was like, oh, okay. There's some coordination here, with Embiid and, Nerlens Noel and, of course, it's not really coming from Okafor, but I think Okafor could actually, if he works on improving himself, he might be something of use. But I'm hoping that, see what happens with Embiid and Noel and, our boy that got hurt, Ben Simmons. When he comes back, you never know, he might be that strong power forward. But we'll see what happens. But I do know this, if my boys keep doing what they need to do, and they're playing a game tonight against Memphis, hopefully they can stomp the Grizzlies, and maybe there's something there. But I still wouldn't go ahead and start chanting and, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff, like build these people out. I still wouldn't do another Linsanity or the Winsadelphia thing. The Winsadelphia thing was BS, to be honest with you. I didn't care for that, because at the end of the day, see, we start winning, we start off undefeated, then that bye comes, then all of a sudden we got a couple of losses on there. Well, it's not even a couple of losses anymore. Got some significant losses on our schedule, and people start acting simple. And it's like this. See, as a full-blown Philadelphia fan, folks, I'm well aware of this kind of stuff. I usually do say there's always next year. But you know what, though? I never do switch out my teams. I always stick with them. I've been there when the Flyers had their worst time. I've been there as the Sixers constantly had their worst time. And not to mention, same thing with every single one of them, including the Phillies, too. It's just, I know what my team's all about, but I don't just jump ship just because they made some significant losses. You got to stay with your stuff. But I'm glad all the bandwagoner fans are gone because you know what? It's just like, I want to say it's just like Highlander sometimes. You ever watch Highlander and you know that when you splice off an immortal's head, you get the quickening and everything else? That's pretty much what bandwagoner fans are. As soon as they lose, you just go through the fray and you just start slicing off heads left and right. And then sure, will it make you powerful? I don't know. It might be a bad soul and you don't want that. So it's like, I'm just happy when we do lose. And then not to mention some of the 2-for-1 specials out there at the stadium, so I can sit wherever I want. I was thinking this, maybe I could sit, when I go to a Sixers game, I can sit right there on the bench with the team and, really talk to them or be part of the coaching staff because, maybe they could use the help. And if that ever happens, folks, I'm definitely taking a picture and I'm going to show it all around to y'all because that's just how I do. But outside of all that, though, I'm also going to make sure I have a good amount of eggnog and everything else for tomorrow's festivities. And then I got to make sure that I get through all my freeloading relatives to get to that stuffing because there's always the one person that takes more of the stuffing than they need to. And don't even eat the damn thing. And it's like, no. You took my portion of that stuffing. You make sure you eat that. Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm that petty when it comes to Thanksgiving. I mean, it's my time to enjoy myself, it's buffet time. Luckily, though, see, people keep their stuff self-contained, but maybe I should go freeload this year instead of just, being part of the cooking team. Yeah, you know what I mean? But then again, I don't know. I'll probably just go ahead and... next year, though, I think I'll probably volunteer out and stuff. But this year, I'm just keeping things relatively low-key, spend time with the fam. And, that's kind of the thing. But I need to watch the parade first. That's what it's all about. It comes down to that parade, so I got to make sure that I get up and go ahead and do that sort of thing. Plus, I can't believe that the year is almost over. 2016, the most horrible year, and the new 10s. I'm only saying that because it's still a present thing, but I can't believe 2016 is almost over. And 2016 had a lot of problems in it, didn't it? I mean, I think the only thing that succeeded was the MCU. At the risk of, I don't want to end this on a down note, let's just be optimistic about this sort of thing. Because you know what? It might be a good year for gaming. Because, alright, let's see. Outside of Doom coming out and some significant games such as Pokemon. Well, Pokemon had a good year, I'll be honest about that. And for a while there, you can even get away from it. Let's see. What are some of the games that did come out that were really significant this year? Yeah, well, for me, it would be Doom. Because that's all I got, Matter of fact, somebody asked me if I was going to go ahead and take the power play and put PS4 games on it. And I was like, no, not right now, because the Power Play is at best a retro show. And however, as they release some new games and everything else, and I grow my PS4 library, all of you in the current gen are going to get a presentation from us. Because I managed to go ahead and get the streaming worked out where I wanted to. So I've been experimenting with that for a little bit. Which is another reason why I haven't been on YouTube that much. I've just been working on other things, and not to mention messing around with the screenwriting. As a matter of fact, I'm actually writing another draft right now as I'm speaking to you. For those of you that are having trouble with your writing, this is my little PSA for you all. Just make it fun. Just have fun with it. Go on ahead and do the most outlandish ideas you have. It's going to be hard work, but you got to make it fun. Now, back to gaming, however. Let's see. I really haven't been impressed with this generation of gaming. I mean, I understand that they're moving forward with new technology. They have 4K is on the rise, VR and everything else, but I kind of just want to sit and play video games, you know what I mean? I just want to play the games. I'm not so worried about this new technology right off. I mean, maybe I'm speaking because I'm older now, or at best because I just really want my money's worth. There's a lot of re-releasing, and while re-releasing isn't a bad thing, you gotta understand that a lot of people are still playing their PlayStation 3s. Some people just don't have the income to go ahead and do all the other stuff, so they stick within, their means. And it's just, this stuff is beautiful, but I would like something to value it, to keep that support going. I'm not gonna go 4K until probably 2018 or 19 maybe. because I still want to see how the technology evolves. And plus, I don't film or edit in 4K yet. You can get spoiled by new technology, you know. How it's hard to go back to retro gaming sometimes because you're so into the new technology that when you play old games, you have to adjust. I don't want that to kind of work with my art here, you know. When at the same time, a lot of people went back to doing VHS and 80s stuff, which is cool. I like that too, but yeah, 4K and everything else is still a little too soon for me. Right now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and just chill out with what I do have, which is why the Power Play series is so great. I got so many streaming capabilities now, it's just, it really isn't in me to buy a PS4 Pro yet. So this is a little thing called being content. But without any delays, here are the games I am looking into for 2017. I want to see the new God of War. I want to play that because I got to see what happened to Kratos this time that got him dealing with the Norse gods, you know what I mean? It was either going to be the Norse gods or the Egyptian gods. But I know this, if he's over there and all the Norse gods like to do is go into battle, hunt, and do everything else, he's in the right element. Especially after what happened in God of War 3. But I do know this also, the crown jewel for me, other than God of War, would be the new Spider-Man game coming out. I don't know if it has a release date yet, but I'm going to look into it. Because I gotta play as that. I've been looking for a great Spider-Man game since Web of Shadows. To me, you know what I mean? I didn't play Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, or well, it's not even Edge of Time, is it? It was something Spider-Man Time. But like I said, those are old games. Like for this generation, though, we could use a great Spider-Man game. Hell, we could use another new Marvel Ultimate Alliance game. Not the re-releases, just a whole new thing. That would be great. But, you know, I don't know what it is. Did, like, Marvel make more money off of mobile stuff than they make off of console stuff? Just, like, sometimes I just don't get it. And then I would love to have another Marvel vs. Capcom game. Like, renew that license. That would be great. And then, like, Street Fighter, the fixed edition. You know what I mean? Because Street Fighter 5 just blew. If anything, they could just go ahead and re-release or do... Oh, God, that is re-releasing now I think about it. But still, though, like, when it first came out, that was just a sign of corporate greed because, you know, damn well, when you release a game like that, people want to play single player in addition to having online battles. So, Capcom dropped the bomb on that one. And Soul Calibur needs to come back because Soul Calibur 5 just wasn't that good. It would just be great to, like, you know... get some new games and you know what I mean? I'm just saying, get some new games, and then all of a sudden, here comes some new IPs, you know what I'm saying? And not just on the indie level. Though I love the indie games. You know, just to get some new stuff coming out and everything else. Like, even Call of Duty is hitting the skids. Because, like, the new Call of Duty, from what I heard, wasn't all that good. If anything, it's making bank right now because of COD4 re-released. That's all. And you had to buy that, legendary version in order to get it? No, the legendary version, the highest one. That one that's in the middle, I think it's called like the legacy version. Either way, you're shelling about $80 for it. And plus, some other things about this gen do kind of annoy me. Like, you got to spend around like $80 pretty much for, you know, for a game that you technically already own. I know, like, they don't really have the servers up anymore for the old Call of Duty games, do they? Depending on what console you got. So, I really am wondering about that, but I think the worst thing they could have done was just put Call of Duty in space, but I can understand why they did it, though, because it's like, oh, they wanted to show the progression of everything, but then everything became Halo, right? Just like how, like, when Bungie didn't want to work on Halo anymore, and they were like, oh, we're going to do something different, and then the difference came in the form of Destiny, pretty much. So, it ain't, like I said, the only thing I understand is this, like, they're going to repeat themselves, but it's just like this gen could be a little bit better than what it is. It seems to be just more of tech demos, marketing ploys, and of course buying that season pass so you don't ever have to buy the maps, you know, with the money that you acquire or recruit or anything like that. And of course that's GameStop doing that. Oh, like, oh, you want to buy the season pass? No, I don't want to buy no damn season pass. I don't know if this damn game is that good or not. Because you want a full game. You don't want no BS kind of game. But at least Titanfall 2 is doing pretty good. But that's not coming out in 2017, though. So, but yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and say what my problem with modern gaming is. And then you got to be connected all the time, too, to get all the perks and everything else. So, but, you know, maybe that's just my age showing. because sometimes I just like pulling the PS2 out, right? Going over to the flea market, grabbing some retros, coming back. You know what I mean? Got the multi-tap there. Say, like, if I got the whole crew here, we'll all just be sitting back playing with the games on the multi-tap. And that's pretty much gaming. But then again, you got to realize, I hit 30 not too long ago. So, just speaking like that for now. But other than that, though, like, this gen still has a lot of progression to go. So, I'm not buying a PS4 Pro. I'm just sticking with the PS4 standard. I also found an article one time that was talking about, like, how the PS4 Pro has glitches and everything else. Well, I'm like this. It's new technology. What do you expect? I mean, these things are not going to come going at full steam out of the box. Even though they said that on that keynote and everything else, that you won't have anything to worry about. These things are practically computers. They need to be modified and maintained in order to keep that running speed and everything else. And I don't expect the first ones to actually hit the market to be any more than, completed betas at best. It's going to take a while for them to work all the bugs out and everything else. But as I sit here and I play my PS4 standard, which is actually a thing now, I can't just call it the PS4, it's kind of a problem. But I'm sitting here playing Race to the Sun again, and at best I enjoy this. But I also can play this on my PS3. If anybody who's doing really good as far as like the gaming market is right now, and I'm not trying to be a fanboy about this, but this is kind of a fact, would be the PCs. Yeah, the PC market is doing great. Oh, all the modifications and everything, adding new life to great games that they have, and just homebrew stuff is just doing amazing. I'm proud of that. If I had a modified PC where I could do all that stuff, I probably would be using that. And who says I can't? I just got to make sure if I ever do get a gaming PC, I got to make sure half of it works well with my editing and streaming, and then the other half works well with, my gaming. Oh, and by the way, to do like an update for the basketball game, well, that little streak we had, it was fun while it lasted. The Grizzlies beat us. They had 104 and we had 99, but we went to overtime though with them. So it can go one or two ways. It's just one of those things you got to be proud of, that you could actually go the distance. Because, in honor of Philadelphia, the Rocky series did turn 40 not too long ago. And the thing is, Rocky wasn't supposed to win against Apollo. He was just supposed to go the distance. And you know what? We went the distance. Now we just got to go the distance for whoever is next on the chopping block. So I got to put another L on the schedule. And going back into gaming, though, I guess that's another reason why I didn't buy a NBA 2K17 yet. Oh, man. That's something I gotta look into next time. Maybe I could play it against Dev and, give you guys a good stream show with that. You know what I'm saying? I do plan on using a lot more streaming. And speaking of which, I'm gonna do some modifications to the J-Man show as I develop it. Keep that in mind that this is the first season, so things will probably change by the time we get to the second one. At least you're getting a second episode, right? That's all good. And let's see, I actually want to go ahead and I'm going to buy Madden next year. I'm definitely going to buy Madden 18. I'm going to look into NBA 2K18. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the show. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do with them sports games, you know what I'm saying? And that should help out. At least they've been consistent. I don't know whether they're consistently good or consistently bad, but I know they've been consistent. And maybe y'all could tell me that. You know what? Reach out to me on Twitter sometime and let me know about your experiences with the 8th generation of gaming. I mean, at best, I don't know if it's like to the point where it's like, gaming is dead to me. Like, I know some people do say that. As a matter of fact, I got somebody in my group that says that a lot. And I always ask the question of how. How is gaming dead? I mean, yeah, like I said before about it feeling like mostly a lot of tech demo and new technology and all that stuff. But you know what? That's a lot of things nowadays. Some movies are like that. But the thing is, it doesn't mean it's dead. It just means that the narrative needs to go back to where the focus is. Enjoyment. You know what I mean? So, I wonder about that. But outside of those sports games and everything else, oh, and I wonder if DOA is going to have a new installment too. I know King of Fighters did, and I have yet to buy it. I need to pick that up. But, yeah, like, I just want some of those great things to come back. And then there's some re-releases of retro copies that are out there too. Okay, but not necessarily what I want. Go ahead and actually, I'm looking at my playlist right now. I do have some things I need to go ahead and grab. Once I go ahead and splurge for them, I gotta go ahead and go through the old day job to get them. But it's always like that with me. It's either a rat race between buying the studio production stuff or just working on video games. I left out a couple of things too from my 2017 list. Sonic Mania is what I'm looking into, because it's about time we had a good retro Sonic game, you know what I mean? And I have belief in it, because it brings back the classic trio along with the basic concept of fighting against Dr. Eggman. And the guy who's designing it and his crew, they're all a bunch of classic Sonic fans, so there's hope. And then there's the teaser that went up for the 2017 Sonic. Now, I'm hoping that it doesn't go the route of Sonic 06. Because it seems like, if anything, it's more of a Sonic Generations piece again. I think it's Sonic Generations 2, to be honest with you. But who cares? I mean, you get to play as classic Sonic and modern Sonic again, so it doesn't really hurt me that much. But, it's still a sequel. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they kind of, they kind of try to reboot Sonic, didn't they, with that Sonic Boom sort of thing? Or maybe you can play as the Sonic Boom characters or something in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if Sega pulled that stuff, because this is modern Sega. But also, I would like to see another Sega All-Stars racing game. We could use one on the PS4 and Xbox One. Don't get so heavily involved in shooters like you did in the 6th, or I think it started in the 6th generation, then it came to a head in the 7th generation. And I would like them to go ahead and do another Killzone. You know what? We'll just say that Killzone Shadowfall was just a side story that had nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? Use negative continuity with that, because it really wasn't the best follow-up to 2 and 3. 2 and 3 were just brilliant. Go ahead and do a Killzone 4, and this time just do something like where it's not just the Halgas that were a problem. There are other creatures in that universe. You know what I mean? Yeah, that would be great. Matter of fact, I wouldn't mind if Resistance came back, the Scourge or something like that, or Resurgence. Yeah, and I'm totally stealing that from ID4 2, the sequel that really wasn't all that good, no matter how many times they try to market it to us. God, movie just blew. And if you hear light tapping, that has nothing to do with your stuff. If anything, it's pretty much the sounds of my joystick, so... Oh god, that doesn't sound right. Well, it's from the sound of my DualShock 4, okay? Whew. Well, who am I kidding? I own the show. I'll pay for that innuendo. But outside of all that, though, I think that's about it for the J-Man Show this week. I want you all to enjoy yourselves. I don't want y'all worrying about your waistlines too much. I want you to go out there. I want you to eat as much food as possible. It's time to enjoy ourselves, folks. You can go to the gym on Black Friday if you need to. But on Thanksgiving, just put the food bag on and enjoy yourselves. But you know what? That's just me and my opinion. You do what you want to do, and if you got something to say to me about it, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. And also, don't forget to hit me up on Twitter at J360 Productions. Outside of that, though, I'm out of here, folks. So you take care of yourselves, live well, and please, stay safe.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details. With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.